That will help.
I think that's a myth.
It's the haunted part of your house.
Yes, exactly.
His whole house is haunted. Who are we kidding? Have you seen pictures of this guy's new place? It was weirdly cheap. It was built on an old something. They didn't even say what. But
And the best way to keep the spirits away is for me to be naked.
They're brutish spirits.
Did you know his wife's name is Spirits? That's the interesting thing about it.
Oh boy.
I wish your name. Yeah. Anyway.
Maiden name.
Welcome to Deep Cuts the Game, the only holiday movie trivia podcast where I hand out 3 movies like mismatched stockings, and my guests desperately dig for the most random, obscure, or who was that actor that they can find. The deeper the cut, the more points you jingle. I'm your host, Jeff Penn, the festive guide through cinematic chaos, and with me, as always, a man who thinks holiday spirit is a limited time drink at Starbucks, Alex Young.
I like that you wrote yourself like a holiday-specific intro, seemingly just so you're like, how do I fuck this up in the season finale? Do I intentionally make this harder on myself? 80 episodes in. Did I hit the nail on the head, Jeff?
Merry Christmas to you. Alex, did you bring anything to talk about tonight other than my inadequacies as a host?
I mean, I have scores of notes about your inadequacies, so I'll just skip to the end. Okay. A little bit. I was curious, because I know you watch like a million movies for this show.
Shit. Yeah, I was supposed to do that.
Yeah, I gave you homework, and it sounds like you definitely did it. So I was curious, what were some of your first-time watches this year that you really liked that didn't come out this year?
Well, I could give you one movie that didn't come out this year, came out last year, but I didn't watch it till this year. That was Good Luck Chuck.
Nope. You mean Life of Chuck?
Life of Chuck. Good Luck Chuck is a TV show. Yeah. Or whatever, it was a movie, whatever it was. But no, Life of Chuck was, I don't know if it was the best. It definitely wasn't the best movie of the year, but it was a movie I've enjoyed the most this year. I just really liked it. But going back through deep cuts, I did take a look, Alex, and like most of the movies I had seen before. Very few times do I come across something I haven't seen and then also really liked. But through the recent deep cuts movies, if you haven't seen One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, definitely watch that movie. And what was the other one? There was another one I had there too. That was an older film, but I can't remember it now, Alex. That's the only one I can think of off the top of my head. Sorry.
Fair enough.
Yeah. I know you gave me homework. I didn't do it. But I would say Sinners and Weapons were also 2 movies I really liked this year. So,
but both came out this year. But still,
I know
those
they
are
did.
Great movies. Yeah. Both up for a bunch of Golden Globes as of this morning.
Yeah. I haven't done my Letterboxd in like months now, so I'm not really sure what I've watched this year. I've kind of lost track. It's a blur. It's 195 movies, and I can't remember any of them.
I did go through my Letterboxd, otherwise, like, I'm not going to remember what I saw, like, yesterday.
A week ago, yeah.
Yeah. But a few that stuck out to me, one of your favorites, Dead Calm, I finally got around to seeing.
Oh, with
Billy Zane,
Nicole Kidman, Sam Neill.
Yeah, you got it. The movie's awesome. That's a great time.
Yep.
I also watched Double Indemnity from, like, 1944, which is super solid.
Is it like Fred McMurray or something like that?
Something like that. Yeah, one of them old-timey talkfasties.
Yeah.
They're the best. A couple of those I know you like. Prince of Darkness. 87, the John Carpenter movie, is really good.
Yeah, it's pretty scary.
It's not, but it's a good movie.
I don't know.
I mean, Alice Cooper is not very scary in it.
No.
And Pump Up the Volume, which I think you like quite a lot.
With
from 1990, the young Christian Slater.
Yep.
I feel like Maya Hawke is pulling a bit of that energy in the first 2 episodes of Stranger Things this season. And No Way Out, which is a really solid 1987 thriller with Kevin Costner, Sean Young, and Gene Hackman, and Will Patton. Yep. I'd never heard of it before, and I just went to that. I'm like, this movie is awesome. And a major plot point is it taking 12 hours to like render an image because the computer's so old. It's like, so that's the ticking clock. He's got to prove his innocence because dial-up. I'm like, great, I'm on board. This movie rules. I got a longer list, but why don't we bring in our guests, Jeff?
Yeah, because you know what's best about them, Alex? They don't watch movies and don't remember anything about the movies they watch.
Perfect for this show.
It is. With us for the 3rd, 4th time, maybe, Darren Oliver. Darren,
yay!
Welcome back to the show. Begrudgingly, it didn't seem like you really wanted to come back this time.
I just tried to feign enthusiasm, and you've pooped all over it. Like, come on, let's just go back to yay and we move forward. I will correct you in one thing though. I do watch movies, but I don't remember anything.
Well, that will pair nicely with our other guest who I don't know if he watches movies, because when he pitched what movie he would like to have on the show, he repitched a movie he had on the show the last time he was on the show. Dan Riskin, welcome back.
Thank you. Yeah, no, I don't remember or watch or remember whether I watched or remember whether I've been in a podcast about having watched. I got a whole list of things I don't remember. The funny thing is, like, I go on TV as a science guy, and people have this assumption that must mean I'm smart, but clearly that is not the case. Like, I'm just making up for my inadequacies by like learning something and then talking about it real quick before it fades from my memory.
Because I was like, hey, we're probably going to do holiday movies this show. Like, tell me some of your favorite, like, doesn't have to be Christmas, but holiday themed movies. And didn't hear anything for the longest time. And then came back, Superman?
And we did it.
I'm like, we did that the last time you were here. And I'm like, and I didn't want to like then follow it up with, and you didn't even do that well.
No, I did not. I did not.
I think it was like Gene Hackman. I was like, yeah, he was Lex
Gene
Luthor.
Hackman. Yeah, I did get that. I will say though that Pump Up the Volume with a young Christian Slater is a fine film, and that is my like Christian Slater anchor, because you say young Christian Slater, and to me, that he's just stuck there at that age. Because I mean, I see him in other stuff now, but I just sort of ignore that and pretend it doesn't happen, because Pump Up the Volume was so good. Like, between the Pixies and the Leonard Cohen and all the other stuff, like the soundtrack was so good. And yeah, so I do remember some things, it turns out.
And I'm happy to report that movie's aged great. Like, here, 35 odd years later, it's still very good.
Cool. Alex, who's the love interest in the movie?
That's a good question, Jeff.
You don't know. So it's
not like these other two guys. I do not remember people in movies.
I was just wondering, because you did watch the movie more recently than the rest of us, and I'm sure like it wasn't like it was like Winona Ryder or something like that. It wasn't a big name, so it was some 80s, 90s kind of girl that has potentially faded from our.
Someone's gonna say, and it's like somebody super famous, like Phoebe Cates.
Yeah,
but
probably.
Here I am sitting here being like, I don't know who it is.
I'll look it up later. Listen, I have a question. And I've, assembled I've assembled one of the smartest minds I know, Dan.
Well, yeah, it's a good thing you brought Darren. Go on.
It is not science related, but I'm just curious. Does anybody know the answer to this question? So like you're downtown Toronto and you're on Yonge Street, and it starts at 1 and it counts up to wherever it ends. Because I believe Yonge Street is still the longest street in the world. Or North America, like it goes something. Yeah, it goes to like Thunder Bay, if I'm not mistaken. It kind of continuously wraps around. I don't know if the numbers continue like 1 to like 1 billion or whatever it gets to in Thunder Bay. But my question is, why then when you come out to where I live in Pickering and you turn on to like Falcon Bridge Street, does it have to be like 1922? Like, why can't it be 1 to?
That's a great question.
Like why? Why? It just makes
There is somebody that knows the answer to that, because that's like a very good question. I've wondered how they make those addresses too, and the fact that Toronto is split down the middle with east and west on either side of Yonge Street. But I will say, I used to work on a show called Daily Planet that had the best editors in the world. And Darren, you worked on that show, didn't you? Yeah.
I was also an editor.
But we had a Christmas party, or I think it was a Christmas, but it was a bowling thing. And I put the address in my GPS, and I drove to that address, but I put the wrong city. It was on Yonge Street, but it was in the 4000s. But I ended up in like some suburb north of Toronto,
like in Aurora or something like that.
Yeah, but it was in the 4000s because there was an address that was in the 4000s in this other city, and then there was the 4000s in Toronto. And so I think the numbers do repeat or loop or something. They don't just keep going up for Yonge Street. So I know that much. Okay. But I don't know the answer to why the addresses are what they are.
Why does Shady Brook Lane in Oakville have to start at 2100? There is no other Shady Brook Lane in Oakville. It doesn't need to be that way. That's all I was thinking about. Alex, it was Samantha Mathis was the love interest in Pump Up the Volume.
That's a name I should know.
Yeah, she was in the Super Mario Brothers movie as Princess whatever is it Buttercup? Is that
hang on.
Princess Peach. Come on.
Wait, the Super Mario Brothers movies is got to be what 3-4 decades after Pump Up the Volume, and she's
they did the one like 5 years later with Bob Hoskins and John Leguizamo.
Oh, right.
The good one.
Yeah, I was gonna say
I don't believe these new ones. They're not as good as the original.
No, the movie Bob Hoskins says is the most painful experience of his life, and quote, he's been stabbed.
Did you just pull that out of your? Did you just find that? Like, you just know these things. This is what we're up against, Darren. We're toast.
Oh,
I know that one fact because it's a great quote.
It's a great quote.
We're not up against this. We're just here.
Yeah, fair enough. Okay, let's just enjoy ourselves. And it's good to see you guys. I like all of you, and happy holidays. And it's so nice to be here. I'm just thrilled.
Well, nice. I was happy. I'm happy when I hear that. Like, people will tell me, like, Dan wants to come back on the show, and I'm like, why? Like, you know, like,
likes getting beaten.
We do, yeah, and we do nothing for you. Like, you know, like, we're not like, you know, people are like, you know, but people do enjoy you on the show. My wife's like, oh, he's got good stories, is what she said when I said you were coming back on. Yeah.
I like that you're excited that Dan wants to be on the show, and equally excited that I'm slightly resistant to being on the show.
Balance. It's all about balance.
Yeah. It's all about balance.
But speaking of, can I ask Dan a quick question bastion on his?
I'll see if I can come up with a story from it. Yes, go ahead.
Oh, I think you will. I mean, I'm pulling this directly out of your newsletter because I would like to know more about it, and also I feel like our listeners, it's the most interesting thing. So the first, which you don't even have to comment on, I just like want to be like, I didn't need this information. Now you've ruined my life. But that ticks are arachnids.
Yeah, they have 8 legs.
Sucks.
Yeah, ticks are arachnids. They're not insects. They're arachnids. So arachnids are a creepy group. You've got your spiders, you've got your ticks, and you've also got scorpions. Those are also arachnids.
Really?
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
Well, I can just blanket say I hate arachnids then, and I've
no, but some spiders are kind of loving, and so there's one spider that you're gonna like, because this one spider feeds on. It's the only blood-feeding spider in the world, but the reason you like it is because it doesn't get the blood from people. It gets it by hunting and killing insects that have fed on people. It really does need the blood to make a pheromone that it uses to attract the other sex, and so it needs the blood, but it's a jumping spider, and it has to find a mosquito that is fed on human blood and then kill it. So it's like the revenge spider that's taking out our enemies and would never harm us, even though it needs to drink our blood. It's just the coolest blood-feeding thing I can think of, and I know a lot of blood-feeding things. I did my PhD on vampire bats, for God's sake. So
you did, and
I love me some blood feeders.
That is a perfect transition.
I was going to say, he lost me at jumping spider. Like, anytime I hear that, I'm like, all right. Thanks anyway, buddy.
You're little.
But can you tell us a little bit about vampire finches and I'm going to pronounce it wrong, but the Espanola mockingbird?
The Espanola mockingbird. Yeah, it's the N is an Enye. So it's so Espanola is one of the islands in the Galapagos Islands. I went to the Galapagos Islands. That was one of my highlights from this year, as I led a wildlife tour there. And 2 of the islands have birds that feed on blood. So one is called a vampire finch. This thing, it pecks the butts of, and the backsides and just rear end away from the beak of birds that are nesting. So things like boobies that are just sitting on the rocks, they'll come over and they'll peck them, and then they'll drink the blood. And it's thought that they used to be, evolutionarily, that they used to feed on the arachnids or whatever parasites there were on those birds, and then after a while it just started going straight to the source and started drinking the blood. So you've got these blood feeding finches, they call them vampire finches. That's super interesting. But there's also this mockingbird called an Espanola mockingbird, and these ones, they're mockingbirds on the different islands of the Galapagos, but this one has a taste for blood, and it's been seen drinking blood from injured sea lions. It's been seen drinking blood from injured birds. It's not thought to open these animals up itself, but just to, like, if somebody's bleeding, it's like, ooh, I am thirsty, because there's no lake here, and so they go over and they drink the blood. And in the description of these birds, the biologists that work on them say that one tried to feed on them when they had blood coming down on their ankle. And so when I went to Espanola as part of leading this wildlife tour, you got to believe, like, I was pretty excited about the idea of seeing one of these things feed on somebody's blood. It wasn't going to be mine, but I had a group of tourists that were with me, and I was like, does anybody want to trip or stub their toe or anything like that? And at one point there was a guy who had a little bit of a scratch on his leg, but no birds went and tried to feed on him, and I was super disappointed about that. But yeah, blood feeding birds. And it's interesting because the context for it is we don't know how blood feeding evolved in vampire bats. Now they feed on blood exclusively, and that's like all they drink. They don't drink water, they don't eat insects, they don't eat fruit, they just drink blood. They're amazing, weird mammals. And there are all these guesses about how they transition from whatever they ate before to feeding on blood. And these birds might be clues, because they're like mid-transition towards blood feeding. So animals that take a little bit of blood and feed on other things are very interesting from that perspective. So yeah, can of worms opened, and thank you for that.
So these birds eat other things in addition to blood. It's not exclusively blood.
Yeah. The mockingbird is definitely an omnivore. It'll take like animals and seeds and stuff like that. And then the finch, I think, also feeds on seeds and stuff like that too. I don't exactly know, but it's not exclusively blood.
That's very cool. Now, Darren, your science question. No, I'm kidding.
I'm ready. I will literally make up anything you want to hear.
I just like that Darren looks like he's drinking out of like a mason jar full of like vodka that he distills in his backyard, kind of thing. Like,
Darren, you have chickens now, right?
What's that?
You have chickens now.
I have chickens, which is why it's not safe to distill anything in the backyard. I just use the toilet like any good.
Sure, of course. But do chickens, like, now that you raise them and you know them, do you feel like more sympathy / attachment to them as personalities, or less so?
I mean, I will tread carefully. I don't want any harm to come to them. And they have names, and sometimes I get them right. But ultimately, they're just, for me, they're animals on the property, and that's fine. And my wife definitely has named them and cares for them greatly and enjoys them immensely. For me, they're just more pets, and I take care of them accordingly. But
do you eat them?
Nap
you guys
time,
eat your chickens?
No, we do. We definitely are eggers. We like getting our eggs from them, but no, we don't. We haven't gone into that level. Not the ones we buy. My wife is very much into unique breeds, and if I was a better person, I'd name some of the breeds, but I won't do that. I know they're not like meat birds. That's the one thing I know they're not. And they're pretty and colors, and the eggs are different colors, and yeah, that's the chicken story that I got for you.
Are they vampire chickens? Is that one of the breeds?
I believe they will drink my blood if I nap anywhere near them.
Only one way to find out, Darren. Only one way to find out.
Well, I guess we should play a game of deep cuts.
Do it.
So, first up, last night I watched a new holiday movie that I'm looking at on IMDb and only has a 5.3 out of 10, which I think is a little unfair. It is a new holiday film on Amazon Prime called Oh, What Fun. Has a pretty good cast, mainly Michelle Pfeiffer. So for the three of you, I'm going to ask you, what do you think Michelle Pfeiffer is best known for according to IMDb? And Darren, you only need to think of like maybe one movie, so don't rack your brain here.
No, but I have to get the right idea of the Michelle Pfeiffer movie.
But I'll tell you this. I don't think the list is all that great. So you could say her greatest role, and there's a 75% chance it's not on here. So I'll give you that. Alex, would you like to go first? Show these two how it's done.
Sure. Is it Batman Returns?
Batman Returns.
Still my answer.
All right. So since Dan's answer was stolen,
wait, I got another answer.
You got another one? Okay. What do you got?
I had two answers.
Okay.
One is Batman Returns, where she plays Catwoman, but then the other one is the one that Coolio made a video about. And I believe in the rules of your podcast that counts. It
does. It's Gangster's Paradise was the song.
And
why can't I remember the name of the movie?
Michelle Pfeiffer teaches kids
and Dangerous Minds.
Dangerous Minds. Yes,
I wouldn't have gotten there at all. Darren, you've heard two guesses so far. Darren, I'll tell you this right now. Neither one of them are on the board. So you could be on the board just by giving me one of the four.
I'm going to give you the name of a movie, and then we're all either going to go good guess or there was a blonde woman in that movie. I'm not sure I'm going to get it right.
You're not sure who Michelle Pfeiffer is.
No, I know who Michelle Pfeiffer is.
Okay.
Sure. I want to say Scarface.
That's a great guess, Darren. That is Michelle Pfeiffer. It is her.
Because I was getting concerned.
None of those three movies are on her list, and that's why I would say this is a really shitty list.
Wow.
The one I agree, like, even though I don't think anyone's really seen this movie, she was nominated for an Academy Award. That's The Fabulous Baker Boys.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I've never seen it. Nobody saw it, but she was nominated for an Academy Award. Hairspray.
Fair enough.
I've seen it. She's good in it, but I don't think anyone she's not the star of that film.
No.
What lies beneath?
That was going to be my second guess.
With Harrison Ford, an actor, Dan, that you might know.
I've heard of him, yes.
And then number 4, One Fine Day with George Clooney.
Now you're just making things up.
Yeah, like not a great list for her, I would say. So like, I would have.
She's definitely known for Batman. That's the
I would say
right answer for
Batman,
that.
Dangerous Minds, and Scarface all should have been on this list.
Catwoman outfit, and everybody lost their minds. Their Dangerous Minds. Dangerous Minds is the right answer.
Alex, I'm gonna say Batman Returns deserves to be on this list more than the other two films. So what do you want to go first, second, or third?
I will take my 3 spot. Comfortable there.
So number 3. I feel I got to go with Scarface on this one, Dan. So Darren, would you like to go first or second?
I'll go second and just do one at a time.
Okay. And then that puts Dan at number 1. So
yes, that's what I was hoping for. It's not what I was hoping for, but I will take it.
Tonight's 3 movies, we've got a little bit of a theme here, a bit of a common denominator between the 3 films. Not only are they all holiday films, but there's something connecting them. From 1990, Home Alone.
Oh my God, what a dream.
From 1989, National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation.
Oh my God.
And from 1987, not a Christmas movie, but it's holiday, Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. And while you 3 are thinking of the people who will be your deepest cuts for these 3 films, let's hear a word from our sponsors.
Who knows what evil lurks in the hearts of men?
Turn your dial to find the frequency of the past.
Captain Advice.
Where the classic stories of mysteries, sci-fi, thrillers, and suspense are found waiting to be heard once again.
Another case for Nick Carter, Master Detective.
You'll find a variety of those stories here, in their original form, where each episode takes you to another place or time.
The Man of Bronze, Doc Savage.
But only when you find the mystery frequency. Available everywhere.
The shadow knows.
All right, let's bring it back to...
Looking at my notes, and all I see is Michelle Pfeiffer. That's not,
with
not
3
good.
different spellings of Pfeiffer.
It's not a sexy drawing of her that you've done and then written a note in it about, little secrets that we share.
Yeah.
No, otherwise, that's fine.
She's dressed as a chicken for some reason. I don't. But not the kind you would eat. I mean, like a fancy chicken, obviously.
A fancy chicken with nice colors. Yeah, that you might name.
Yeah, when you would name.
We are back with Alex Young, Darren Oliver, and Dan Riskin. The movies are 1990's Home Alone, the first one. National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation from 1989, and going all the way back to 1987, we have Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. The connection, Alex, obviously, is that John Hughes was part of all these films. I think he only wrote Christmas Vacation, but produced and wrote Home Alone, and I think he directed Planes, Trains, if I'm not mistaken. And as I was watching Planes, Trains, and then Home Alone, the houses look identical. They're different houses. I actually had to look it up, and everyone's like, yeah, they're these big red brick houses in Chicago area, but they are different houses. So the house doesn't count if some sneaky person who tries to slip past stuff past us, like sound effects from Inception and stuff.
Wait, you remember that? I remember.
Yeah,
you wouldn't allow that. That was I had a great point, and I was right, and yet it got me.
You were right. You were right.
Yeah.
Well, Dan, you're up first. What is your deepest cut?
Well, I do think that John Candy is in multiple movies, so I'm just going to take that and to get the points across the board for that.
John Candy, 1 point in Planes, Train, and Automobiles, but I'm going to give you 6 points for Home Alone.
Very good.
Gus
Polinski. He's got a polka band. If I'm not mistaken.
Band.
He definitely has a polka band. Had some big hits in the 70s in Sheboygan, if I'm not mistaken. So he is worth a total of 7 points for you.
Yes, suck it.
That's pretty good.
Alex Young.
Killing it.
Darren Oliver, what is your first deep cut?
I'm going to go with a name I know from Christmas Vacation. And it's the neighbor, and it was Julia Louis-Dreyfus.
Ooh, that's pretty good.
I knew that.
Julia Louis-Dreyfus for 8 points. Darren.
Oh, you're beating me. Darren, you son of a...
Yeah, well...
8 points for Julia Louis-Dreyfus.
Sometimes I can't help but be awesome in my first guess.
All right, Alex Young, you get 2 in a row.
Those were literally my 1 and 2 guesses. I'm not gonna lie to you, like straight up. So my third one is Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. I don't know the lady's name. She swears in it, but she's also I'm taking her. She's also the Mr. Rooney's assistant in Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Yes, her name is Edie McClurg, and you're going to get 8 points for that, Alex.
I'll take it.
Because I believe her famous line is, well, then you're fucked. Mm-hmm. And that whole rant, I saw a thing like the movie, that's why that movie's rated R. Because it's just him like, wipe that fucking stupid look. And then it goes on. And then her line, So Edie McClurg for 8 points.
Yeah. She was in other stuff too. Like she
was in a TV show too.
With
I think
she was
kid
who was a robot, right?
No,
Small Wonder or something
you're
like
thinking
that?
Small Wonder, but I think was she not in the Valerie Harper show, like the Hogan family? Maybe is the neighbor in that one.
I don't know.
Jason Bateman is the son, and then like they killed off Valerie. I think she was in the Hogan family. I didn't watch enough Small Wonder to remember anyone in that.
I watched a lot of Small Wonder.
Really?
No.
What a weird.
I thought enough. Listen, not a lot of channels in Edmonton in my youth.
No, it was definitely a show I remember because I think it was like one of those ones that was on like the cable, like like whatever Omni used to be, like CFMT in Toronto. Yeah, I mean they would show that and like other weird syndicated, like the one where the girl could stop time by putting her fingers together. Do you remember that one?
I'd watch that. What is that?
It was called, I think it was called Out of This World, and the girl, her mom was the woman from John Travolta's Saturday Night Fever.
Okay.
That gets sexually assaulted in the back of the car.
Okay.
She plays the mom. She's also in the mom in like Even Stevens later on. But she's the mom, and they've got a crystal in their house where she can talk to her dad, who's an alien, voiced by Burt Reynolds.
Whoa.
Oh, wow.
And she has a power that anytime something bad happens, she can put her fingers together and stop time. So there's a lot of like paint falling, and she's like, uh-oh, stops time, grabs the paint and puts it back. It was very That's So Raven before That's So Raven.
Wow, that's so Raven.
That was a really weird detour. Alex Young, what's your second deep?
Yeah, it's still me.
Yeah, buddy. You give me Edie McClurg and
Juliette Lewis. Isn't she one of the kids in Vacation?
She is. She is the daughter Audrey.
Crossing that one off.
She is worth 4 points.
That's fine.
4 points.
That's points on the board.
4 points?
4 points. She's a pretty
major
actress.
Yeah, she's one of the 4,
and she's like one of the 4 main people in that movie. So Darren, you can't say her anyway. What else do you got?
If she's worth 4, Randy Quaid's got to be worth like
5, 6,
less.
4.5.
4. He was also worth 4 because he's in all the films. He's essentially, I'm giving you more points because he's not in it as much, but he is in everything except for European Vacation, if I'm not mistaken. So 4 points for Randy
for the most affordable Quaid.
Dan, you get 2 now.
Oh, I get 2? Great. I got 2.
Second and third. What do you got?
The mom from Everybody Loves Raymond is one of the grandparents on Christmas on National Lampoons.
That's good enough for me. That's Doris Roberts for 8 points.
Yeah.
Nice.
And then for this one, I am going to swing for the fences.
Oh, boy.
I believe that the children are our future. No, I believe that at one point in the National Lampoon one, that they are watching It's a Wonderful Life on TV, and Jimmy Stewart is on that TV.
They're watching that in Home Alone.
Oh,
that still counts.
And so you were gonna get.
Wait, no, in Home Alone, aren't they watching the fake movie that doesn't really
exist? Angels with Dirty Faces.
Angels with Dirty Faces, yes, that's predominantly the one he uses with the remote control and all of that. Yeah. But at the very beginning, before the family is left, they are watching what is it?
It's a Wonderful Life.
A Wonderful Life, yes. And Jimmy Stewart is in it. So he is worth 18 points.
Oh, shit, Darren. I mean, damn. Same names.
We brought up
I feel your joy.
We brought up the make-believe movie that they are watching with the machine guns and snakes and whatever the guys. So Pizza Boy shows up, delivers the pizza, and he's like, nice tip, and then Kevin uses the sound effect of the machine gun to shoot at the guy. Why doesn't the pizza driver go to the police at this point?
Chicago.
Like, this movie, suburbs of Chicago. This movie would have ended right there where the guy goes to back and he's like, some guy shot at me with a machine gun. They're like, we better send the police over. Like he doesn't. He's like, well, I got paid. Everything's fine.
Did he get paid? He did, right?
He did. Yeah. That's why I was like, oh, I could see if maybe he got stiff, but no, he puts the money through the hole and he's like, keep the change. You
I think pizza guys in Chicago in the 80s would have seen some stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a lot of cocaine.
That was a very good pull there, Dan. Darren,
wow. I said I was going to swing. I think I've used up all the names I know from any of these.
That was very good. Darren, you've got one right now. What is your third deep cut?
So I'm gonna go with the other sibling in Vacation, and I don't remember his name.
But you know he was
he's from Roseanne and from Big Bang Theory.
Wow, it's weird that you went to Roseanne first.
I'm old.
Wait, he's him?
I didn't even watch Big Bang Theory. I had to do promos for it.
He's not Roseanne's son, but he did date Darlene.
That's right.
For the last 4 years of the show. He dated one of the sisters. He dated Sarah Gilbert.
What a career. What a legend. I had no idea.
Johnny Galicki, worth 5 points. So one more than Juliette Lewis because Darren couldn't remember his name. So I felt that was appropriate. Well done. Alex, what is your third deep cut? And we'll give you guys a halfway point breakdown.
Not so deep, but I'm going to... Well, you know what? I'm going to do a swing. Does Chris Columbus have a cameo in Home Alone?
He does not.
Does he have a cameo in any of the other movies?
No, he does not, Alex.
Because what a deep cut if he's in like Vacation, right?
He's the bus driver in Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. No. So at the halfway point, Alex has 12 points. Darren has 17. And Dan Riskin has 33.
Wow. We stop now, right? Is that
officially putting him out of the bottom 10. Like he's already beyond the 10 worst scores. You two, however, are well within reach of coming into the bottom 10. So good work. Alex Young, what is your fourth deep cut? You swung for the fences there. You might need to swing a couple more times just to get
I'm going to bunt right now.
Okay.
Hashtag sports. Can I have Catherine O'Hara?
You can. Catherine O'Hara for 4 points, Alex.
National treasure.
Agreed.
Yes. Catherine O'Hara. Not too bad. Darren Oliver. He's like, shit. That is the other person I had that I knew wasn't worth 1 point.
As soon as he said it, I went, O'Hara, that's her last name. Okay, this is going to be stupid. In Christmas Vacation, the creepy grandfather.
Okay. Because there's two grandfathers in it. There's the male's grandfather who's a nice guy,
right?
And then there's a more of a surly, like, you screwed up the lights, Clark. That guy. So that's who we're talking about.
Is there a great grandfather then?
Oh yes, there is a uncle or
something.
He's like, I got a stogie for you, Clark.
I don't know his name, but for some stupid reason, he was in the De Niro movie.
The one De Niro movie?
That Honor. He was in Prizzi's Honor.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think I did just look up Prizzi's.
I cannot remember his name.
If he's in that movie, Darren, you get the point.
Get huge points.
He is. His name is William Hickey.
I was going to say that.
I had written down Alex. I figured you might know. Do you remember the movie Mouse Hunt, Alex?
Yeah, I just watched the Kino Lorber 4K remaster movie. He's awesome.
I think he's the old guy that dies that gives them the house.
I don't know if he is. He might be Mr. Wrinkles or whatever in Friends, though, if I'm not mistaken.
The only thing, it's weird. The only thing I can remember him from is like an episode of the TV show Wings. Do you remember the Wings where they're like, they got him? And he's the father of Gilbert Godfrey, which I was like, what bang on casting that is.
Oh, that is good.
Yeah, I was like, but yeah, his name is William Hickey. He was in Prizzi's Honor, which I looked up because I just watched the remake of what's the Roses?
It's literally called The Roses. Remake of War of the
Roses. War of the Roses. And I was confused as a kid, War of the Roses and Prizzi's Honor, because it was the same people. It was Nicholson and Kathleen Turner were in both films as a couple.
Nicholson?
And so I was confused.
No, it was
Michael Douglas in War of the Roses.
Is it Michael Douglas? Okay.
Yeah.
It's Romancing the Stone cast, including Danny DeVito.
Yes, I was 9 years old. I forgot. But William Hickey, 12 points, Darren. Well done.
Okay.
That's great.
That's good.
Darren, that's great.
That was
very good.
That's all I got.
I didn't think anyone would get William Hickey, but that's a good one. Dan Riskin.
I'm reminded of him when I see that, and he's creepy as hell.
I think his name's Lewis in the movie because he's on fire at one point, and then he says it was an ugly tree anyway.
Yeah.
Dan Riskin, you get 2 in a row. Your 4th and your 5th.
I've used up everything. I mean, you know what I wish I knew is who the woman is next to Jimmy Stewart in It's a Wonderful Life in the one scene they always show. Because if
he's not talking to her.
Oh, well, that's
it's a different scene in that film. So don't worry about that.
It's amazing. All right, I'm going to go with 2 names that are going to get me 1 point each, but it's better than nothing. One of them is Steve Martin.
Yep, that is 1 point.
And Macaulay Culkin.
Killing it.
You are nailing it.
For 1.
I don't see you at 35 points.
That's true, though. He's right.
I like the Dan is keeping track. He's like, I am now at 35.
You know I am. You know I have a spreadsheet started over here.
Yeah.
Darren Oliver, what is your 5th deep cut? You're within striking distance, my friend. That 12-point William Hickey.
No, I'm not.
Yeah, you are. You are with that 12. That took you up to 30.
No, because
you're going to beat me.
I was thinking of the Everybody Loves Raymond mom or whatever. I was thinking of her, so that's gone. I didn't have her name. And you said Kieran Culkin. I can't take him out of my head because he was in this Home Alone 2.
I didn't say Kieran Culkin.
Yes, but we did talk about him earlier.
Yes,
so
that's what I'm saying. You put him in my head, and I know he's in Home Alone 2. Is he in Home Alone?
He is. He plays the younger nephew who's like,
him.
You're gonna have to sleep with what's his name, and if he drinks anything, he's gonna wet the bed. And they just cut to him, and he's just like sipping Pepsi. He's like, so yes, Kieran Culkin.
Kieran Culkin's in it
for 7 points.
Wow.
Oh, you just took the lead, dude. You just took the lead.
Are you keeping track mathematically and claiming?
Yeah, well, it's either that or poetically, but yeah.
After 8, I ran out of fingers. Like I couldn't keep up anymore.
Alex, you got your last 2 deep cuts.
Well, one, there's no way I can catch up to either of these guys unless I pulled out a 1-2 impressive, which I'm not going to. So I'm going to give you Daniel Stern and Joe Pesci.
So Joe Pesci for 2 points. Daniel Stern for 3.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
3. The other thing I thought about this movie was what an ass Uncle Frank is. He's Kevin's uncle that, like, when Kevin pushes Buzz and the milk gets spilt on the table, he's like, "Look what you did, you little jerk." If I'm Kevin's dad, I'm punching that asshole in the face. Nobody likes Frank. Like, he's the brother-in-law. He's the brother-in-law we all hate that doesn't have money for anything. He's just a dick. And like that dad I know Kevin's an ass too, but come on. Don't let someone
That's the same. That's the same. The annoying sibling who is there. That also happens in National Lampoon, where the Quaid, right? It's the same.
Yeah. He's the same kind of just
dynamic.
Yeah. If you were having a dinner party of like the 10 worst people that aren't like villains, he'd be on my list of someone I would invite.
Yeah.
Is he the same uncle in Home Alone 2 who screams, "Get out of here, you pervert," or whatever?
Yeah. When he's singing the he's in the shower. Yeah, that's him. Darren, what is your final deep cut? It's neck and neck between you and Dan.
Wait, am I going to have one more?
You have one more, and you guys are separated by 1 point. Okay. So let me tell you what you've given. I'll give you who you've given off the top here. You've gotten Macaulay Culkin, Joe Pesci, Daniel Stern, and Catherine O'Hara, and John Candy being the big names from Home Alone. You've given us Juliette Lewis, Johnny Galecki, Randy Quaid is the big names from National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. You've done John Candy and Steve Martin are kind of the only big names in that one. But if you could give me anyone else from Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, you would do very well. The 2 big heavy hitters are still left in Christmas Vacation. But what do you got, Darren? There's some interesting people here. Think about the scene. Have you seen Christmas Vacation, Darren?
Yeah, well, it's my in-laws' favorite movie, so I would see about 10 minutes of it every Christmas and then go watch a Raptors game. And it was always pre-Christmas, so there are things that pop into my head about Christmas Vacation, but I can't tell you.
Okay.
So I'm confused. Okay, so one guess I will take is Home Alone or Christmas Vacation. I'm throwing it out there that I think Bill Murray's brother shows up in
which brother, Darren? He's got two other brothers that act quite a bit.
Chubby one.
I mean, I will accept the chubby one because he is the chubby one of his brother.
But I don't know who the other brother. Who's the other brother?
Well, there's Joel Murray.
No,
and then another
it's the named one.
It's Brian Doyle Murray, who was also the
Doyle.
Brian Doyle Murray is also the mayor in Groundhog Day. He's the guy that holds up.
That's okay.
So he's like, "Hey, Clark, I need the report on whatever the crunch thing that he's." So Brian Doyle Murray for 9 points.
Whoa!
Oh my God.
Wait, who does he play?
He plays Clark's boss that gets kidnapped by Randy Quaid and brought to the house at the very end of the movie because he didn't give Clark his bonus because he was going to put in a pool. And he really needed that bonus. Which, how big of a fucking bonus is he getting? Because like, whatever your bonus was last year, add 20%. And I was like, unless it's like a $20,000 bonus, 20% really doesn't matter.
Might be. Some people make that kind of money in Chicago with those houses.
Yeah, I mean, his wife doesn't seem to work by the looks of it. She's just, walking around in blouses the whole time.
I don't know if I deserve both points for that because I couldn't tell you if it was Vacation or Home Alone, but I had
It's all right. He was in one of them, Darren.
You don't have to. That's not the rule. Isn't that you have to name the movie?
This guy got 18 points or whatever for Jimmy Stewart, and he was guessing the wrong movie. So, Dan, you got a chance though. If you could only remember who's in that other scene with Jimmy Stewart, that would be
that would have been good to have a. I got a couple things that are going through my mind, but I think I know that there is a bit part. I think the guy who delivers pizza at Home Alone is not in anything else. I think that because I think I saw a YouTube video with him once where he talked about how that was the only thing he ever did and he never did anything else. But I think I might have made that up too in my head. So
he's in one other thing, but you wouldn't recognize him that I know of. He has a very famous last name. But
really?
Not for actors, if that helps. But
Kennedy.
Khrushchev?
No, it's not. I wouldn't try that one, Dan. I would aim for.
No, I'm not going there. I'm not going there. I was just stretching it out for the listener to enjoy watching me squirm. So we got the kids, we got the there's gotta be man, I just don't think I've got it. I think that I'm gonna have to hand this over to Darren. I think if I had to name one more actor, I would have to go with the Chevy Chase.
The Chevy Chase.
Chevy Chase.
He is.
But I mean Chevy Chase, Maryland, the city.
Yes,
so
I always thought that was a weird thing.
Yeah.
Chevy Chase for 1 point.
Yeah.
So let me tell you who you kind of missed. There is another Culkin in Home Alone. I believe their sister Quinn plays a girl in the choir or something like that. The other person in the It's a Wonderful Life scene is Lionel Barrymore. I believe Drew's grandfather. He's the old man Potter in the wheelchair. So it's that scene where he's trying to see here. The guy who Macaulay Culkin goes to see, there's Santa Claus, and he's like, I know you're not the real Santa, but maybe you could let him know I'd really like my family back. It's an actor named Ken Hudson Campbell, who we mentioned Groundhog Day. He's the guy that runs into Bill Murray every day in the hallway. And he's like, you think the groundhog's going to see his shadow? He's like, and then by the end, Bill Murray's giving him the kiss on the cheek. And he's like, yeah.
Right.
The flight attendant, not a flight attendant, but the woman who's trying to help them book a flight home from Paris is actress Hope Davis, doing a French accent for some reason. Which I also think it's really weird that the airline wasn't like, oh shit, you left the kid at home. Don't worry, we're gonna have a flight ready. You're gonna be on the next flight.
Yeah,
going home. Not I gotta call the agency and see what's that's such.
Clearly, you've not dealt with Air Canada in the last 15 years, my friend.
Air Transat this week.
The pizza boy has a very small part in what's the Quentin Tarantino Robert Rodriguez vampire? Dusk Till Dawn. He plays a vampire in makeup. His name is Danny Warhol. Was his last name Warhol?
Wow.
Now, just curious. I'm not fighting you on this. But my question is, if I had known what his name was and said his name correctly, but he hasn't been anything else, would I be eligible for points according to this?
You would have won. Yeah, you would have won. You would have won. You would have won.
Yeah.
So one of the two people that appeared in two other films, there was an actor named Bill Irwin, who's in Home Alone. He is when Catherine O'Hara is trying to negotiate with the woman about like, oh, I've got 2 first-class tickets if I could get home to see my son, blah, 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 blah. It's an actor named Bill Irwin. He's also in Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. He's asleep on the plane next to John Candy and Steve Martin. He doesn't have a line. The old woman's name is Billy Bird. She is one of the grandmothers in 16 Candles. And then John Hurd is Macaulay Culkin's dad.
Yeah.
Devin Ratray is Buzz. Darren, what do you got?
Buzz.
I have a question for you because I don't know. I always laugh that Julie Louis-Dreyfus is in Christmas Vacation. Who is the boyfriend, and was he ever in anything else?
I looked him up. He is in other things, but I did not write him down because I didn't think anyone was going to get him. So he's not. Yeah,
he's literally. Well, I'm not going to say anything mean on a podcast, but it's Julie Louis-Dreyfus, and you always think like, oh, it must have been a great pair next door.
Yeah.
Julia Louis-Dreyfus next door.
She was carrying all the weight.
Yeah.
And the last person in Home Alone is one of the police when Catherine O'Hara calls home, and she's getting transferred back and forth from like child services to the police department. It's an actor named Larry Hankin. He played Kramer in the Seinfeld sitcom that they were producing. He plays the Kramer who steals the raisins from the audition room. He is also in Planes, Trains, and Automobiles as a cab driver.
Wow.
Planes, Trains, and Automobiles.
That would have
Michael McKean is the trooper that pulls them over after their car is just melted and destroyed. Kevin Bacon is in it. He's the guy at the very beginning where they're in New York and they're fighting to get a cab, and him and Kevin Bacon are running for the cab, and that's it. Kevin Bacon's that's his scene.
Wow.
Dylan Baker, Alex, is like a hillbilly that gives them a ride to the train station, who makes his wife pick up the big trunk of clothes because he's like, she had a baby. It came out sideways. She's plenty strong. Matthew Lawrence of the Lawrence family, the Joeys and the whatever, he's in it as one of Steve Martin's kids. Martin Ferrero from Jurassic Park, I think, Alex. I think he's the lawyer that gets eaten on the toilet. He's in it.
Of course. Well versed in lawyers eating on toilets. Yes.
Ben Stein of Win Ben Stein's Money and Ferris Bueller's Day Off is in it as like an airport person who's like, first call to Albuquerque. Now,
that would have been a good one to get.
And then at the very beginning, with almost no lines, is Ferris Bueller's dad, Lyman Ward. He's in the boardroom with Steve Martin, where he's like, I gotta go. My flight leaves in the morning. And Lyman Ward's like, you're not gonna make it. That's his whole part. Christmas Vacation. Diane Ladd is Clark's grandmother. She's from Joy and Chinatown. John Randolph, also in the pilot of Seinfeld, is Jerry's dad, is Clark's dad. And then E.G. Marshall, who was in 12 Angry Men, is the grumpy grandfather of the kids. That's who I thought you were going for, Darren. And then Sam McMurray from like Raising Arizona and Friends. He's the guy that always used to slap Chandler on the ass and say, bing, is in it. He's Clark's co-worker. And then the last one, the best deep cut from Christmas Vacation, is William Hickey, the old guy that you got, Darren. I don't know if it's his wife or his sister, but she's the one that does the blessing. She's like, I pledge allegiance to the flag. Do you recognize her voice, Darren? Because she was Betty Boop in the old 30s and 40s cartoons. Yeah, so she was Betty Boop. I think she even did the voice in Who Framed Roger Rabbit, if I'm not mistaken.
Whoa, a voice actor. That's great.
The final score, Alex Young with 21.
Is that the highest?
No. I start at the bottom. Dan Riskin, that's 33 at the halfway mark, and then scored 3 points on 3 consecutive ones. Finishes with 36. I think that's right around your average. You're usually about like 35 to 38 points. Yeah. And then Darren Oliver, I think, is this the second time you've won? I think you've won before. Did you know?
You are right.
I did win before, but I think I won against Alex and
Hillary.
What was that? No, it wasn't Hillary.
Was it Jessica Taylor? Maybe.
No. Anyway, it was a lovely game, and the two of them had no idea of any of the movies, and I just sort of walked through picking off like very low numbers and doing well enough to be.
You can't minimize this win by talking about how your other win wasn't very good.
The other one, this one matters. You and I were toe to toe.
Yeah, listen, what hurts the most is that you beat me, and like I can see you in the video screen with how many Canadian Screen Awards are behind you in the shot.
Yeah,
like you just win everything, don't you? Because I haven't got a big wall of those either, and now you've got this too. So thanks,
all of those came from working on a team, because none of them are editing awards; they're team awards. This one means so much more to me.
This is
all just
you.
Because there's blood on this one. Good.
This is just my prowess.
Good for you. No, congrats. I mean, that's great. I mean, I had one lucky round that made me look smart, but otherwise I was all ones and twos. That's great.
Well, Darren, the big prize is you get to suggest a future guest for the show. Who do you think would make a good deep cut guest?
Like, I don't know. I don't think about celebrities. I'm not like that. Okay, so who would be a good movie person? I don't know. I like the guests that you get, your podcast guys. So Alex, give me like a podcast guy that you guys want to have on there.
Man, I don't listen to podcasts. I don't even listen to deep cuts.
But you guys have all these great podcast people on. I actually enjoy your show. I don't want to admit that to you guys for some reason, but I enjoy your show. You get these great people on, and I like movie people talking about movies. So I am going to say I want you to insert a name of a really awesome movie person to come on and talk about movies, because I don't want a celebrity. I don't care about celebrities.
That's all we care about.
Yeah.
Okay, I've got some podcast people.
Prime Minister Carney.
All right. Yeah, sure. Okay, well, I will try, Darren. I'll try to get some more interesting podcast people. I have reached out to some more podcast people, and we'll see if we can get them on to talk about movies. Darren, Darren, what's going on with you? How's your wife's thing going on with the kind of like your little farm show?
Yeah, she's pumping out content every week. She's doing a great job, and she's getting some views, and everything's changing in the YouTube world. It's changed rapidly over the last year, and now everything online is changing with the merger with Netflix and crap. So everything is changing, and she's continuing to put out content. She's got 500 plus followers right now and subscribers. And she keeps getting some good feedback, and yeah, she's doing great with it. I love watching her bust her tail to put content out. It's a lot of fun. And I'm working on a TV series right now for a production company in Toronto, and I'm enjoying that. So things are good. We're going into Christmas knowing that we can have a couple of extra glasses of wine over the holidays.
I feel like you're not drinking wine. You're drinking like some sort of like
I told you it's toilet liquor now.
Yeah, I was getting like mead or something. Yeah. Dan Riskin, what's going on with you? I know we've got your newsletter that Alex mentioned earlier.
Thanks for plugging that, Alex. That's nice of you. Yeah, so I continue to pour my heart into the Bat Signal, which is a weekly newsletter that I get tremendous joy from making, and people can sign up at followthebatsignal.com. This week, I've got a story about how many years of life shorter life is for people who are musicians who make it big. When you become a celebrity, your lifespan is shortened. And the question is by how much? And then the question that comes from that is like, how many years would you be willing to give up in order to make it big? Like if you were a musician, would you give up a decade? Would you give up a month? Like what's your number for how many years of life you would give up so that you could be a huge star? And it's neat. It's what the actual number is. And so that's coming up in this week's newsletter. So I love doing that, and I'm on some TV shows, but I'll be spending my Christmas holidays in Australia. And so that's what I'm kind of wrapping my head around right now. Yeah. So very excited for that. Hoping to see some duck-billed platypuses. That's for sure.
We can always dream.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I was going to say your question about like, how much would you give up to be like,
how
a
much?
musician? I mean, I give up 27 minutes of my life every time I eat a hot dog. So I think
that's decades right
there.
That's
a great point.
like, I'm like, if I'm willing to do that, like for fame and fortune, I'd give something up. Like, especially if you could, like, you're guaranteed to make it to 70. I'd be like, well, I ain't even guaranteed that right now.
Right. Because of the hot dogs. Yeah.
Because of the hot dogs.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah, who's that guy? Joey Chestnut? Is he the guy famous for eating hot dogs?
He's negative life right now. Yeah,
like, he's toast.
He should have died already.
Yeah.
Alex Young, what's up with you?
Not much. I want to end it on a positive note because I feel like I'm usually pretty negative when I come and complain about movie theaters. But I want to tell everybody, like the last 6, 7, 8 times I went to movies, great experiences. Audiences were super respectful. They're really into the movies. One time there was somebody, it's like, you know, they booked the seat right in front of me. It was a half empty theater. Come on, guys. But like, that's not even wrong. That's just poor etiquette. That's okay.
Yeah.
But we were all locked in. So go to the movies, especially over the holiday season. It's a great time to catch some flicks. Local theater, big rep cinema, whatever you want. Buy your movies physically and follow me on any social media at the Alex Young.
We will, Alex. We will follow.
Thanks, Jeff. Appreciate it.
Well, here's the time where Alex sends me an outro that I get to read without having seen it before. Any notes, Alex?
Yes. So you are a child, and you can interpret that however you want, any age. You don't have to like do a voice or anything. But you've just been told by Santa that you've been bad and you're not getting any presents. So this kid barrels through all 5 stages of grief.
So not only do I have to potentially do this as a child, but you need different, like
5 different.
I wrote it.
I gotta be happy.
I think if you just kind of like followed along naturally, I was going to text you earlier and be like, "Oh, brush up on the 5 stages of grief," but I felt like you got it.
I wish there was something to tell me what stage I'm in before I start reading that stage, because I've got to try to like interpret it in my mind what you're talking about.
I had intended to do that, but then you have a history of reading my stage directions out loud.
That's true. Okay.
So you were saying that Jeff. You were saying that Jeff is a child. You weren't saying, Jeff, you are a child, and then giving him instructions.
Both things can be true.
I thought you were just angry at him.
Okay, I'm gonna try to do. I used to be able to do it. Howie Mandel had like a kid's voice. He used to do like Bobby
for Bobby's World.
Yeah, because every comedian in the '90s had like their own kids cartoon show. Like I think John Candy had Camp Candy. I think Louis Anderson had a kids cartoon show as well.
He
and
definitely did.
Yeah, and then there was Bobby's World.
Yeah, but go on.
Yeah, so I'm gonna let's see here.
Sorry, what did you say? But I hope deep cuts. I do all the work, and these nerds just get to play. How is this fair? Who are you, Santa, to tell me I don't get any presents? It's bullshit. That's what it is. No, sorry, I got a little heated. I tell you what, give me half of Alex's presents, and I'll be so extra good next year. He won't even notice. That's it, man. You're right. I mean, yeah, I'm so mean to him all the time. Okay, listen, learn. I'll be like Darren if I deep cuts on all platforms. So terrible.
You're almost done.
Thanks for listening. See you next year, Santa.
Oh, that hurt.
That was really great.
Wow.
All right. Well,
thanks a lot for that, Alex. I'm impressed that you showed up for that, Jeff. I'm impressed.
Me too.
Well, I'm impressed with everyone who's listened this year. Thank you very much, all our listeners and our followers. We're off for a few weeks, and we planning on being back kind of mid-January is our... But I've got some really cool guests lined up, so I'm going to try sticking out the content on the social media, so please make sure to follow us. Instagram is the best place to see all my cool stuff. So Deep Cuts the Game. We'll talk to you soon. Bye.